Hey there, I'm Christine Zernheld from the Marketing O'Clock podcast, and today we're going to talk about everyone's favorite subject, bid adjustments in Google Ads. So these can actually get really complicated really fast. So to start out, let's just talk about how bid adjustments work with eCPC and manual bid strategies in Google Ads. So you can use bid adjustments to raise or lower your bid, your CPC bid, in the event of a certain situation. So let's go through how some of those look. For search and shopping campaigns, you can have bid adjustments for location. So let's look at some locations in here. And this is a pause campaign that's old. So it might look a little funny, but I'll just show you how they would work in our Marketing O'Clock Google Ads account. So in this specific example, we are only targeting the United States. So let's add another location in here. Let's target Montana. Okay, hit save. So that's now going to show up on our list of targeted locations in here. And you could now add a bid adjustment. So let's say we wanted to bid up or down for people specifically in the state of Montana. We could use this bid adjustment to increase our bid by 20%. And if we had a bid set to $1, we would now be bidding $1.20, or we could decrease the bid by 20%. And it would be 80 cents. So that's how you do it for locations. And you can also do it for search campaigns for ad schedule. So you could raise or lower your bid for a certain day of the week or time of day. So for this example, we can press edit ad schedule. And let's say we just wanted to do things for Monday through Friday. So on Friday, if we wanted to bid less for these people, or normally maybe you would do this in a B2B account, you could bid down for the weekends. We could decrease our bid by whatever percentage. You can also do it for devices, and this recently changed. So it's a little tricky to find. You have to go to Insights and Reports, when and where ads showed, and then click devices. So this is now, unless you're in Google Ads Editor, the only way that you could exclude a device entirely from your targeting. And again, there's a lot of use cases where you would want to exclude mobile traffic, especially for B2B campaigns. You could use a bid adjustment here. And this is the only option where you could actually bid down 100%. So if I press decrease 100%, I would be turning off device targeting for mobile ads entirely, or I could increase it here too. But this is the only one where you can bid down 100%, and that's where you actually turn it off. You can also apply bid adjustments for audiences, including remarketing audiences if you wanted to, or first-party data in your search campaign. So this is, again, an old search campaign that we were running to try to promote our podcast. So we were observing the audience of business services, SEO and SEM services. We could choose to bid up on these people. If they're more valuable for us, we think that they're more likely to convert, we could bid up 20%. That was a live look at how bid adjustments work for search and shopping campaigns. They do work a little bit differently. You have some different options for different campaign types, so I'm going to run through those real quick. But for display campaigns specifically, there's only bid adjustments for audiences, topics, and placements. So you could bid up or down on certain sites if you wanted to. That's a cool option. For YouTube campaigns, you can only do it based on device, location, and ad schedule. So up until now, hopefully you're staying with me. Things are about to get a little weird and complicated with these because there are a lot of rules and unique situations. So one big rule is bid adjustments typically cannot be greater than 900% if they are an increase. You can't bid up more than 900% for any of those factors that I mentioned. And you cannot bid lower or decrease your bid by more than 90%. So if you try to decrease your bid by 91% for anything, it's going to tell you no. Big exception there, again, is device, because the only way to turn a device off entirely in a campaign is by adding a negative 100% device bid adjustment. But just remember, you do have settings in your account to turn all of those things off. So if you don't want your ad to run on Monday at all, you could just not add that to your ad schedule. So you don't need a negative 100% bid adjustment. Or if you want to turn an audience off, you could exclude it. So, or if you want to exclude a location, you could exclude it or not target it. So you do have options, but if you try to go 91% negative bid adjustment, it's going to tell you no way. Now let's talk about how bid adjustments work or don't work with automated bidding. No matter what bid strategy you are using, you can always bid down 100% on a device to exclude a device. So you can always say negative 100% for mobile or negative 100% for tablet or computer, and your ads are not going to show on that device. You always have that option no matter what your bid strategy is. But if we're talking about the other bid adjustment options, things can get a little bit trickier. So for all of the things that we talked about, you can use them for maximize clicks. If maximize clicks is your bid strategy and you're running a search campaign, you can add bid adjustments, again, always based on device, location, ad schedule, or audiences. If you're using any other bid strategy, again, it gets a little bit trickier. So if you're using target impression share bid strategy, you can only use that negative 100% bid adjustment based on device, and you cannot use any of the other bid adjustments available to you. You could not bid adjust based on location, because remember, with those automated bid strategies, you're not really setting a bid, so you can't have a bid adjustment. If you're using target ROAS, again, you can only do that negative 100% for device. None of the other options are available to you. Same with maximize conversions and maximize conversion value. Let's talk about target CPA with the device bid adjustment. This gets a little tricky again. You are not actually adjusting your bid. Again, it's a target CPA bid strategy. You're not really setting a bid. You are adjusting your target CPA. So let's say, again, it's a B2B campaign. We're trying to get people to convert at $100 a lead. I could use a bid adjustment to adjust my CPA target, actually. So I could say, I want to increase my device bid adjustment for computer by 20%, and it would try to get those people in at $120 a lead if we're willing to pay a little bit more for them, or we could bid down for mobile or tablet the same way. What happens if you have multiple bid adjustments based on multiple different things? So if you're bidding up for people who are on the computer and you're also bidding up for people who are in a certain location, what happens then? Well, all of your bid adjustments are going to be multiplied together to determine what the bid is. But you're still going to have to adhere to that 900% rule. So if you have a $1 bid, no matter how many bid adjustments you have in the account or in the campaign, your bid is never going to be more than $10 per click. And if you have any negative bid adjustments in there, except for device, again, that one works a little bit differently. Those all combined are always going to max out at minus 90%. While we're being nerds, let's talk about campaign hierarchy with these bid adjustments. So you can set bid adjustments for certain factors at both the campaign and ad group levels. So that's going to get a little bit tricky. It's always like most things in Google Ads, it's going to use the bid adjustment that you set at the lower level. So if you're bidding up 50% at the campaign level for a certain location and bidding up 25% for a certain location at the ad group level, it's going to use the ad group level bid adjustment. Big note here, again, comes back to device targeting. If you are ever bidding down 100% on any device anywhere in your campaign, it is going to adhere to that and turn off that device. So even if you're bidding down 100% on mobile for a campaign, and then in the ad group within that campaign, you're bidding down 50%, it's still going to not show any ads on mobile traffic. One final nerdy note here, if you have location bid adjustments that are overlapping, so let's say your campaign is targeting the entire United States, you're bidding up 10% for traffic that is in the state of New York, and you're bidding up 5% for traffic that is in the city of Buffalo in the state of New York, it is going to use the more precise location. So it's going to use that 5% bid adjustment for the people in Buffalo. And just always remember, if you're using enhanced CPC bidding, Google can always bid up on any click if they think that the person is more likely to convert, or bid down on a click if the person is less likely to convert. So these bid adjustments, if you have that little E in your CPC bid strategy, it's not just going to follow them all the time. Google has some automation at work there. So that was an overview about how bid adjustments work in Google Ads. It can be very complicated, so if you have any questions about that, feel free to reach out to us. Also, if you found this video useful to you at all, be sure to subscribe to our channel. We have tutorial videos like this where we're breaking down complex topics, and we also release digital marketing news shows with lots of PPC news every Friday, rain or shine, so be sure to subscribe to Marketing O'Clock right here on YouTube. Thanks for watching.